Hey, what's up, Tim? Quick demo video for you for your Corran horn inspired hilt. This was made by Nevin Varner over at Space Junk Sabers. This thing is awesome. Just got it done this morning. Had a few versions of the chassis I had to print and run through, trying to get everything to fit right here. And then on the third try, I was able to get it. I originally wanted to do this chassis in resin, but it's a little bit too long for what I need to do. So this is PLA. But it still works great. This is what I've been using during my whole experience in Saber building. But it's a 2-button setup. So your top button right here, this red button, that's your activation. And then this plunger down here, that's your auxiliary. So a little tricky to get those to line up, but got it right. And you got your Shtok NPXLs in there. You will notice that it's not missing, it's out of there on purpose, so I could slide this guy in and get past the plunger switch, but everything works great there. This knob right here, excuse me, this knurled knob is going to act as your blade retention, and we'll go over that when we fire it up. So to get to everything, what you want to do is unscrew this handle. So we're going to unscrew this. Got a few threads on here. Everything in here is tight. It's tight on purpose because I needed to utilize all of the room that I possibly could, but this, there's no slack when this slides over. So it's nice and snug when it fits in. It holds the battery in as well. So it won't come loose on you. I mean, everything is just, fits the way it should. So you got a 24mm bass speaker in the back here. It's a Saber Essential speaker from Custom Saber Shop. On this side, it does say Space Junk Sabers, and then it says Solo Sabers on this side. Installed with a CFX board. So you got easy access to your SD card right there. It's right over if you look at it like that, you can pop your SD card in and out just from there. Removable battery system. So this spring side is gonna be your negative. And then I did put 2 blinkies in here for you. Didn't wanna go with the red and green. I see red and green a lot. I wanted to go with, on this one, I did red and yellow because, you know, Corran Horn made his Saber from a speeder bike handle. So I was thinking brake light and turn signal. So just a little something different. You'll see those light up here in a minute. I'll throw the battery in right now. Fits in there nice and snug. So this is one of the, well, you can see how your lights are reacting, right? Yellow and red. This is one of the stock fonts on here. You got your Shtok NPXLs, they're working like they should. Your auxiliary button down here. If you hold it down for blade lockup, you do get a different effect on your LEDs. So we'll turn that off. Now that you saw that that the accents work, we'll go ahead and slide this on. But like I said, there's no room to put this in sideways. It's gonna wanna go straight on. And then we're just gonna kind of push it right on, and then we'll twist it in. So when the Saber came to me, let me get this screwed in, and then I'll point out to you what I wanna show you. I made a slight adjustment on one of the bolts out here, one of the screws. This is gonna thread in nice and even. There's no tugging on you, but when it stops, just stop. So it did have these bolts all the way around it, right? But I took this one out. I drilled and tapped it for an 8/32 set screw, and that set screw is what is actually holding the chassis in place. So that's the only modification that I did to this guy, was taking that out right there and putting a little grub screw in there to hold the chassis in place. So we're gonna wake the board up. We're going to, let's unscrew your blade retention screw and get it out of the blade socket. Just like that. I got my little test blade in here. So once we get that blade in, we're just gonna give it a little bit of a snug tighten right there, right? And then we'll turn the blade on. Let's get to one of the fonts that I put on here. It's got smooth swing. So to get to your sound fonts when the blade is off, hold down your auxiliary button.
Sound bank selection.
That's a Britney Spears sound font I gave you. I'll let you play with that. When you get to one that you like, just hold down the button.
I am actually surprised this confrontation did not happen sooner.
Activation. Smooth swing. Clash on clash. You gotta hit it like that. Now, to get your blaster deflects, you just tap on your auxiliary button. And if I had a full-length blade, you'd see that randomly across the blade, but of course this is just about a 13-inch test blade. You could go slow or you could go fast. And if you hold it down, you get blade lockup. And if you want to change colors, what you want to do is hold down your auxiliary and twist your wrist. Now you can twist the hilt. And every click that you hear is a different color. So say we wanted a blue. When you find a color that you like, just tap a button. And then when you turn it off, and then back on, it should be blue. Now I will mention that it only does that while you have the battery in. When you take the battery out, you do basically a hard reset on the board, and the sound fonts and the colors that you have for those particular sound fonts will revert back to what they're programmed to be. But this is how you change it all when the battery's in.
I am actually surprised this confrontation did not happen sooner.
Now to change blade effects, because I gave you quite a few on here, you want to do the same thing. Hold down your auxiliary and twist your wrist, but this time keep the button held down. Keep holding it. Blade profiles. Now again, you can twist your wrist. If you come across some of these, so you can see the different blade effects. Some of them are subtle, some of them not so subtle. And if you come across some that are just solid, but they're clicking, that's because they have different pre-on and pre-off effects. So I'm just gonna pick like a solid one. Just cycling through them here. How about this one? And I'll just tap a button when I find something I like. Now that one had kind of like a fizzle out, but still a fast ignition. And then just a fizzle out. So that is your hilt, sir. I hope that it turned out the way that you like it. I will actually get the speaker made. I have a version 2 speaker for the Spectre 6 that I had installed for you a while back. I'll get that version 2 speaker holder made and then hopefully get this out in the mail today. Thanks.